Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and today we're going to talk about the President Trump's approval rating, okay, which is a very important issue, especially when you consider that the midterms are only around 8 months away. So this is what is 11 months away. So we were almost there, okay. Not almost, quite there. But Trump's approval rating has been going down over the course of the last few weeks and also few months as well. But that is expected. That is how every president in the world feels. Okay, that's what happens. As soon as you get to office, your approval rating starts going down and down and down because you start having problems that you are blaming the other administration, the previous administration, to your interests. So basically, Trump says that this was Biden's problem, and Biden said this was Trump's problem. So this is what they do all the time. They just blame the previous administration for all the problems they have. So Trump's rating is now down in the RCP average 10 points, okay? It's a spread of 9.8, which you can see here has been going down substantially over the course of the last few months, over the last year. As you can see here, Trump started with a approval rating of 6, and now it's all the way down to 10. It was here previously at 13, now it's at 10, so it has been going down a little bit, so the approval rating has been going up. But it's still, the main factor is this will go down more, and when we reach the midterms, this will be even worse, because that's what is normal, okay? But if you do a small exercise, and you compare to Obama's and Bush's approval rating, you go here and then you check the math. So Trump's is actually the best in terms of the number he has right now in the second term, okay? Because usually second terms are always worse than first terms in terms of the approval rating, okay? Because the president in the second term doesn't have the necessity to be reelected, so he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about being popular. It's not the main issue. It's about doing things because you don't have to worry about a re-election campaign. And yes, Trump is not a second term consecutively, but he is a second-term president. He cannot run again, according to the Constitution, even though Trump said multiple times that he will, or maybe he will get a 2028 run. If that is to happen, he needs to change the Constitution, which is very hard, but because he doesn't have the majority, and we need to see if that is going to happen or not. So as you can see here, Obama is the worst here. So in this map, you can see the trend is clear, okay? Approval ratings go down over the course of the term, that's obvious, but there's a main aspect here. Trump was well ahead here, and right now he's mainly in the line with Obama and Bush. So as you can see here, in terms of what matters when you consider this approval rating for the when you look at the 2024 results, just for example. So we would say that Trump approval rating is down. Doesn't mean that if Trump was about to be right now when if they're about to go into election right now again, doesn't mean he will be down in the popular vote by 10. Okay, doesn't mean he will lose Ohio, not Ohio, but for example, Pennsylvania. Let me just check. Arizona, for example. I don't think Trump would lose Arizona right now, but that's the main aspect. Okay? Being down 10 points in approval rating doesn't mean you're going to lose the election. Of course, it's a terrible scenario, but for example, Biden's approval rating was very down in 2022, but Democrats did a quite great job overall, and they even almost secured the House, and they expanded the majority in the Senate. So that is actually not well representative when you consider past results, okay? And if you go, for example, here to the direction of the country, it's down 17 points, which is completely understandable. As you can see here, in the last 2 years, this was down a lot, 40 points. And then Trump came into office, okay, and this was down 13, and right now it's down 17. So it's much better than it was during Biden's term. But this doesn't show you the whole image, as you can see here. It's very hard to be in a position where the right direction is up from the wrong direction, okay? It's very hard, okay? As you can see in the last few decades. It was only here in 2009 when Obama when Obama was elected during his first year in term in office, you can see here that the right direction was just down 2 points, but it was just down 2 points. And then over the course of the last decade, it was just wrong track. And in 2011, just before Obama was re-elected, which many people didn't think that was possible in 2012, the wrong track was at 75%, which is the record. At least I think the record since probably, here it was higher in 2022 after all the inflation crisis. So you can have some aspects that, for example, financial crisis, pandemics, this can actually matter in terms of being in the wrong track. But for example, Trump doesn't have the responsibility of the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is not a main issue, okay? The Republican Party favorability is down 14, and you may think that's terrible, okay? And when you approach elections, you need to show that your party are the good guys, you represent the issues that people are really feeling about, in need of being talked about, okay? And the Republican Party is down 14, so you would think, okay, the Democrats have this thing in a very good place. The answer is they don't. Why? Because their approval rating is down 24, okay? So the Democrats have clearly an issue here, and they need to start realizing that probably figures like Mandani might be the best figure to talk with young people, okay? And you might not agree on what he defends, but he is actually great at motivating, at turning out voters. It's a part of the Democratic Party that lacked during a Kamala campaign in 2024, and it also lacked during Clinton's campaign in 2016. And Biden won, but it was not a very big win by any terms. Okay, Biden won by, I think, by 40-something thousand votes if you consider all the votes in the swing states that was needed to shift the election. Okay. Biden did not win by a very big margin. Okay, he won the popular vote by 4 points, but it was not a huge win in terms of electoral college speaking. Okay, and Trump was in a very bad position because he was after a huge financial crisis, after a pandemic crisis, and I mean, he did a great job turning out voters. The Democratic Party did not. So that's the reason Democrats need to start reshaping their politics, trying to motivate their voters. I know you might say something. Trump right now is his own turnout machine. You know that. Trump is the turnout machine of the Republican Party. So we think that without Trump in the ballot, you have quite bad results, and that is partially true. Okay, you got that this year in the general elections in Virginia and New Jersey. Also in 2018, also in 2017, of course, and in 2022, and it was expected to be a big red wave, it happened basically nothing, and the Democrats actually did much better than expected, okay? So this is the main reason. Without Trump in the ballot, only 2021 was the great year, with Jack Ciattarelli being very close to win, and of course Glenn Youngkin in Virginia. But apart from that, without Trump in the ballot, the Republican Party is unrecognizable, okay? And that's really the main issue. The Republican Party has that issue when Trump is gone, because he will probably be gone out of politics in like 3 years from now. So when he is gone out of the scene, and when that happens, what is the solution for the Republican Party in terms of turning out voters, okay? And for the Democratic Party, what is your solution to get back the enthusiasm that drove Obama to the presidency? Really, that's after Obama, we never saw anybody in the Democratic Party that has any sense of turning out voters, of being enthusiastic about anything. I mean, people are not like enthusiastic like they were with Obama, with Kamala. That didn't happen. With Biden, the same thing, I would say. They just voted for him because they were tired of Trump, and now they voted Trump again. So I mean, it's not easy, but it's really a main issue there. And when you talk about the generic congressional ballot, Democrats are only up by 2.7, okay? If you take here the best poll here, which is a many at Democrats +4, if you take that, that's half of what they got in 2018, okay? In 2018, Democrats won by 8, Republicans won by 3 last time, and now they're winning by 3, the Democrats. So this is a 6 percentage point swing, which is great, of course, but it's nowhere with the 2018 levels. And this really tells you a lot, because the country is divisive. There's many people that voted for Republicans, and they are not in the situation they will shift the vote, because that doesn't happen right now. It's much more difficult right now to shift voters like it was like half a decade ago or so. So guys, this was the video. Just talked about approval ratings, the future of the Democratic and Republican Party, just briefly, and also how can this impact the 2026 election. So guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like down below. And I'll see you in the next on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, as you know. Thank you.